happy holidays to those of you who are celebrating this week. I hope everyone is doing well and kind of getting their groove in quarantine. I know that I've had my ups and downs, but definitely it's been a great time for reflection and just kind of figuring things out and doing stuff that you just felt like you never had time for before. So I don't know, I've been finding it quite productive, really. Don't know about you guys. But all right, let's get into it. This week, I have actually changed my deck this week. So I like to use a lot of different decks. Sometimes I feel called to use one or the other. And this week, I just felt inclined to go with a more traditional Rider-Waite deck. So you'll see more traditional images on this week's reading. Okay. Alrighty, let's get to it. All right, theme of the week. Let's go. Woo, the Eight of Swords. All right, what do we got here? All right, so the Eight of Swords is the theme of the week for everyone. So I'm feeling like things are being kind of controlled for you. So it's not so much about feeling stuck or unable to break free of something. It's kind of like you just have no choice. So you are where you are and you're doing what you have to do because that's just the way it is right now. It's a little bit, in a way, for some of you, this is kind of, I'm seeing a cushion for you. So the reason that you're here is because like this was maybe a fallback or a plan B, or just like this is your cushion. So this is kind of what you have to do at the moment. This isn't something that's gonna last forever. This is just kind of while you're in this situation or in this predicament. This is kind of what you just have to lean on right now and do. Your hands are tied. You're like, all right, I have no other choice. This is just what I got to do. What I got to do. Yeah, I mean, really, that's just the gist of it. This isn't like super, super deep. This card this week, it's more like a very, you don't see any other way out. The only way, you know how they say the only way out of something is through it, and that's kind of where you are right now. Like, you just have to do what you got to do. You have to kind of bite the bullet regardless of if you wanted to be in this spot or not. This is where you are. And there's a lot of things. I think that the reason this kind of bothers you so much to be here is because there's all these pieces of knowledge that you have that you know, and it's almost as if this would be preventing something that you had in mind outside of it. I hope that might not make sense for everyone. That could only be relevant to some of you. This is a general reading, so not every single thing is going to be applicable to every single person. So if you want something more personal, just contact me. But besides that, yeah, I'm just really seeing that for some of you. There's definitely like maybe you had lots of other plans in mind that you're going to pursue or do, and this is kind of keeping you, for one reason or the other, it kind of keeps you stuck somewhere. But you're not really stuck, you're just kind of, it's just kind of a setback more than anything. This is going to cause you some distress and some worry But you're definitely, know that yes, your worries are valid, but you're kind of gonna be overdoing it. Like you're gonna really just, it's gonna make you think way more than you really actually have to. Like, yes, it's not a perfect situation, but it's not the end all be all. It's not the end. This isn't the worst thing to ever happen to you. You will move past it. And if you want to. So you could stay here if you get really comfortable and just want to stay here. But most likely you will try to make your situation better, and if you do, you will. So, and you'll actually come out of it with a lot of really mature. I'm hearing that this is going to help you mature in a lot of ways that you didn't expect for some of you. So that's kind of the purpose for this, for you in this, right? 8 of Swords, guys. Theme of the week. Good luck out there. Aries. Still Aries season. All right, 6 of Pentacles. Oh, you're helping someone out. You kind of feel like this is giving you a little bit extra control. You get to decide, like, yeah, here you go. I'll help you out. I'll give you a little something. And it's like you give when you want to give and you ignore when you want to ignore. This is putting you in a little bit of a power trip, whether or not you actually exude that on the outside. Definitely on the inside, you feel like you've got a little bit more of the upper hand here. But you don't mind doing it. I mean, you're happy to help someone out, and you're happy to do this. Yeah, it looks like someone maybe have been in a financial bind or in some type of, maybe they had to move, or there's a lack somewhere. There's a lack somewhere, or like a poverty mindset somewhere. And you're kind of assisting in that with them, whether it's giving them advice or letting them stay with you for a little while, or you know, you have a couple extra bucks that you're giving them, like, oh, here, like, you know what, use this to your, you know, utilities, your Wi-Fi bill, whatever. Something like that. You're being generous, but it's not just because you're a good person, it's because you want something too. Like balance. So he's holding scales. See that? A lot of them, you'll see little things like that. I think that you had justice. You keep, ooh, interesting. So Aries, I'm noticing that you're getting a lot of cards every week that are holding scales. So it seems to be a big theme for you right now is putting things in balance. Like when you give, you expect to get back. And, you know, you expect things to be balanced. And if they're not, you are actively trying to balance the scales between you and either someone else or in some situation, or maybe this is multiple areas of your life that you just feel really off kilter, or like things just aren't working out the way you want them. So you're trying to force it. And in that lies kind of a problem, because you're forcing it to work. You're forcing it. You're not letting it happen organically and growing. And you know what? Sometimes if it doesn't happen organically, that could be your answer right there. It's like, ooh, are you gonna be trying to force this thing your whole entire life just because that's your ideal, and you're like, if this works out in your head, if this works out, like, this is what I really, really want, so I'm going to force it. I'm going to control it. I'm going to, like, beat it into submission. I mean, you're in Aries. You guys have that, you know, little fiery anger in you. You're trying to beat these things into submission when you should be really just releasing, letting go, and letting it happen organically. Let it unfold and happen for you organically. You shouldn't have to force somebody or something into your life. Yes, an effort needs to be made on both sides, but not forcing your way in, like trying, it's like, when you're, what is that, putting a square square peg in a round, I'm terrible at things, putting a square peg in a round hole, like you're trying to jam it in there, and you might get it to fit, but it doesn't really fit, so that's kind of where you're at right now. It's very nice that you're offering your services or yourself or being generous in some way, but just understand that this isn't your golden ticket to getting what you want. Don't do things with the intention of getting something back from them. Just do them for the sake of giving and doing. And if you get something back, awesome, that's nice, then that's the flow, then great, then things really are coming into balance. But if you have to keep beating this thing, you're eventually beating a dead horse, and there's nothing left. There's nothing left to do. There's nothing left for you. You're never gonna get what you're looking for. So just try to kind of ease up a little bit and let things be a little bit more organic, Aries. So 6 of Pentacles. Cool. Taurus, Ace of Swords. All right, Taurus. Ooh, there's something you know or you want to know, and it's gonna make all the difference in how you move forward with something. You feel like this is what's gonna give you the power to make a smart, rational decision in a situation. But you need this information. There's a piece of information that you don't have right now that's really, really important to get. And you're right, it is very important to get, because if you don't have it, you can't make an educated guess. It really is a guess. This isn't something you can know for sure. The only thing you can do is take the information you have and make the best out of it and say, okay, well, this is what makes sense to me to do, so this is how I'm going to move forward. And that's all you can really do right now. But you need to find this thing out, whatever it is. It is going to make a huge difference. Either someone's keeping this from you, or you don't know where to find this information. Try a third-party source. So if you have a friend that you think might be helpful, or if there's some roundabout way to get this information that you could think of, just try it. Just see what you can get out of it. That might actually help even put some missing puzzle pieces together for you so you can come to that conclusion. You may not even need the direct information, but if you have enough of the pieces, you might be able to just put it together yourself. So that would be my advice for you, Taurus. That's what you need to do this week. All right? Ace of Swords. Gemini. Page of Swords. We're getting a lot of swords. Maybe just 2 in a row, but swords everywhere. Page of Swords, Gemini. So you're being kind of immature right now. Being a little... So there's different types of immaturity. There's like just being dumb, like doing dumb stuff, and you know it. And then there's just doing dumb stuff and you don't even realize it's dumb. Like you're just making moves because you don't have the experience or the wisdom to know better. So a little bit more of a naivety. So I'm seeing both of these, which just says to me that for some of you, it's going to be, you're just being stupid, like you're making dumb moves and you know it. or you just don't care, or you're just throwing caution to the wind. And then for others of you, you're making dumb moves, but you think they're smart, or you think that, or you're just not thinking them through, period, or you're not like consulting someone who might know a little better than you. Either way, the commonality here is you're making some moves that aren't really in your best interest. But this stems from something that you were upset about or worried about or stressing about, and it just built up so much that you got to the point where you just needed to do something and anything, and you didn't care what it was, and you just like started doing, and you leapt before you looked. For some reason, I'm speaking past tense, so for some of you this might have already begun, like maybe last week or the week before, or something happened already, and now this week it's kind of going into the, like you're doing the action, like it started and then you're kind of doing the action is playing out. But that's not for everybody. Yeah, your head is in the clouds. It's kind of like in your imagination, this is really cool and this is great and this is, you know, fun, and you like the fact that you're not thinking about it too much because you've been doing so much thinking. You just want to like release everything and just go do whatever the hell you want to do, and that's fine and that's great. But to a degree, you want to also be moving in a direction that's not detrimental to yourself. You don't want to make things worse, so just be really mindful of that. I mean, have fun and do things if you need to be distracted or whatever, but try to make it something that is not too impulsive. It's not going to bring you down and be to your detriment. If it just starts and ends when it happens and that's it, and it was fun and you never think about it again, great. But if it's something that can potentially cause negative consequences for one reason or another, or be something that won't put you in the best light, you might want to just not do it. Or tone it down in some way. Just don't act out of frustration. Yes, for many of you, don't act or react out of frustration, out of stress, out of overthinking, overkill in your mind, over too much up here. Don't react or act off of that. Take a moment first and process it, and then move forward. But don't just react off of that. What'd you say? Like getting into it. Just that you just don't want to do things that you're gonna regret later. So that's kind of what's coming out here for you this week. Page of Swords, Gemini. Relax. Cancer. Damn it. Knight of Swords. This is the next one after Page of Swords, so I guess we're gonna have similar issues. Let's see. All right, okay. So it's not as much about the reaction. It's more for Cancers this week. It's about the impulsiveness, the rush, the feeling like you need to get something done and get it done now. So you're going to feel some of you are going to feel very anxious. Some of you are it's almost as if like you don't feel like you're moving fast enough and you need to speed up the process. You need to get in there. You need to do what you need to do. You're going to be, again, like Gemini, you're going to be leaping before you're looking. But rather, yes, this stems from frustrations. It can stem from frustrations and stress and things like that. But it will be more so that you need to tell someone something, like give someone a piece of your mind. Be very stern, be forthright and straightforward. You might be a little bit brash, but this is actually more for, you don't want to be a pushover. So you're getting your point across without, you're not just being so nice about it anymore. You're like, hey, listen, I've been nice up until this point, and this still hasn't gotten done, and now I'm gonna have to really like have a talk with you. We really need to sit down and figure this out. Like, no more Miss Nice Lady or Mr. Nice Guy. Like, this is real talk. Okay, what are we gonna do about this? This is a serious situation. I don't see you being quite as reactive as Gemini. This is more of a like just laying down the law type of thing, and that is what's needed to get to the next step, to get to the next level. So don't be afraid to do that. If you want to push forward, you know that you need to move forward, you know you need to push forward. It may not be quite as fast as you want it to be, but having these hard talks and conversations are going to help and get you there. Knight of Swords, Cancer. Leo, Four of Pentacles. Leo, you have all of your things in one place right now. It's kind of like if you moved and you felt like you couldn't keep any of your furniture somewhere, so you had to put it all in your room, like get it all stuffed in your room, so you're just like in your room and I just see like all these boxes stacked up and like all of your crap. It's like your living room stuff is here, your kitchen stuff is here, your bedroom stuff is here, like everything's in one little space, and you're just like, okay, and you're holding on to your favorite little thing, like, all right, well, here I am, this is cool, like, I got all my stuff, that's great, but like, you don't want to let go of anything, you don't want to get rid of anything. I'm feeling like you just made some type of compromise or some type of, not a contract, but an agreement in some way, and you're not giving up. There's something that you're not giving up. You're like, no, non-negotiable items, like I'm keeping my stuff, I'm keeping this, there's no negotiation on that. Like, this is it. So like you're putting your foot down a little bit. And this is in order to, you're holding on for dear life almost, for fear of being out in the cold, being stuck out on the outside somewhere. You are, it's like you are in a place of need right now, and you're clinging on to whatever you can in order to to preserve yourself. Self-preservation. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Many of you, this is about self-preservation. You don't care, not that you don't care what you have to do, but you're gonna do what you have to do. You're like, listen, I gotta take care of myself. I know, like, you know things, and you're keeping your cards very close to your chest. So you may not want others to know certain things, or you may not, you're not showing your true intentions 100%. You kind of have your own little plan in your mind that you aren't revealing. You're like, all right, you've got it all worked out kind of, but you're only giving part of that plan up. If that makes sense for some of you. After this time of self-preservation, and once you kind of get back on your feet with things, whoever is helping you or whoever has given you a chance or taken a risk for you or something like that is going to have expectations. So be prepared to deal with those expectations because they're coming. Once all of this is over, that's when you'll probably have to start revealing some of your cards, but you're going to have to do so very intentionally and very strategically for the best outcome. Or for No, not the best outcome is feeling a little bit wavy. I'm just hearing that you're gonna have a hard time doing that, period. It's like you're gonna be afraid to do it, or you're gonna, it's very risky for you. You don't like taking risks like that. You need to have something that's gonna catch you in order for you to do it. Liam. You need to understand that you can stand on your own 2 feet. You need to understand that you have so much more power than you think you do, and believe in that power, because it's the only way that it's gonna come to fruition, and the only time you're gonna see it is if you give it a chance to reveal itself and show itself. So that's just a little side message for you that I got. 4 of Pentacles for you, Leo. Virgo, Judgment. Although things seem to be getting worse around you, things are getting better for you. That's nice. Great, Virgo. Good for you. I feel like, yeah, you're just starting to make the best of what comes around. You're starting to make the best of what you have. You're starting to see the light. You're like, you know what? Rather than be bummed out or miserable or whatever, like, actually, this isn't so bad. Actually, I know what I can do. I can do this. And it feels really good. Like, you feel like I'm just keep hearing finally, finally, finally. Finally, it's happened to me. Straight up on my face, and I just cannot hide it. Yeah, so listen to that song, because that just popped up. That's for you guys, you Virgos. I don't remember who sings it, but if anyone remembers, let me know. Yeah, it's just a kind of time for you to... it's like you're being released from your own chains that bound you. Like, you were keeping yourself like, and now you're like, yes, I found the key. I found the light. I found what I needed to find. And now I can, you know, do whatever I want. It's just like this freedom in itself, even though you might still be stuck in the house, or you might be, you know, whatever your circumstances are, looking for more work again, you lost your job or something. Now all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, I don't have to just look for a job in the same exact type of company that I was working for that I hated. I could look anywhere and do any type of thing I want. Ooh, like, this opens up a new door of opportunity. Awesome. Or like, I don't have to just be bored at home, like flipping through Netflix and finishing every series and then being sad when I'm done with them. I can actually, you know, make my own YouTube channel, like whatever it is, you finally figuring it out. So it's gonna open up so many new doors for you. It's gonna open up just a big sigh of relief, and I feel like a big like freedom has been thrust upon you. Like, you got released from jail, you open the door and you're walking outside for the first time. You're like, oh, wow, like a whole new world. Awesome, Virgo. That's for you. Libra. Oh man, these are actually taking up a lot of energy today. These are really intense. 2 of Cups. Our first Cups this week. Yay, exciting. Can you tell which types of cards I like? Okay. 2 of Cups, Libra. Oh, you are helping so many people. You're really like, and you're helping them in a healing way. Like, for you, you've been given an opportunity to be almost like an angel for people. Like you're the liaison between them and something that they can't get without you, or something that they can't do without you. You're kind of the middleman, and you are you're bridging the gap and creating that connection there for them, and they're just like, this is so meaningful to them, and in turn for you it is very emotional. So it might be taking a little bit out of you, but just know that you're racking up some karma points. You're doing something really, really good, and really that is making a big difference. You're actually making a really big difference right now, and helping people. You could, even if it's just one person, it's big. Like, you're making an impact on their life. And think about those times where maybe you didn't know who to turn to, or you didn't know what to do, and then someone reached out to you and helped you, and even if it was in the smallest little way, it felt so big and it meant so much to you. That's what you're doing for this person or these people right now. That is so sweet. And I'm feeling like for most of you, or a lot of you, it is for multiple people, or at least it's going to be, like, people might be added to this mix in some way. And you're all gonna be celebrating together. You're all gonna be like, yes, like, we did it, you know, and you're gonna feel just as excited as they are. They're gonna feel like this warm, like, healing feeling, and you're gonna feel like, wow, I helped, like, I made a difference, and it's gonna feel really, really good for you. This is just so good for both parties. You're getting so much fulfillment from this. That's awesome. That's it in a nutshell, Libra. That's what's up this week. That's so sweet and so great, and I'm so happy for you. Scorpio, 3 of Pentacles. I feel like I'm seeing like someone trying to sell you something that you know is garbage, like a snake oil salesman type of thing, and it's almost like you're entertaining them just to kind of see what they'd say, and it's more for your own entertainment, just to kind of like go along with it, but I don't see you really actually buying it. You're like, nah, I'm good, I have everything I need. But at the same token, it's almost as if you're picking up tips. So, you know, this guy is full of shit, and you're just like, yeah, okay, oh yeah, tell me more, 100%, totally interesting, wow, that's great. And although part of why you're egging them on is because you think it's fun, another part of you, some of you consciously, some of you subconsciously, are actually picking up sales tips. You're actually like, this is, you know what, this works on people, like, maybe I could use this for something. So I'm seeing you kind of like picking up those tips, and keeping them in your back pocket for a rainy day. Scorpio, it's kind of messed up, but you know, strategic, you're building strategy, so I can't really fault you that terribly. This isn't the worst thing, but yeah, really, that's it. I'm just kind of, if you do that, try not to use them as an emotional manipulation tool for people that you are in relationships with, whether it's family or friends or partners or whatever it is. Try to use it when it's appropriate, like in non-personal relationships. So if you're in sales, or if you're in business, or whatever it is, anything B2B type of stuff, that's when it would be more appropriate. I mean, and also try not to make it your go-to. Like you want to be a little bit more honest than that, but I'm sure that those strategies you can actually turn into something that can still be that you can look at yourself in the mirror every day, but still use to strategize, to incorporate some of those things to help you with what you need help with in terms of business. I hope that makes sense for you guys. So 3 of Pentacles, Scorpio. Don't try to rip people off. Sagittarius, Queen of Swords. It is time to speak your truth. It's time to just put it all out there, put it on the table. You're like, I'm ready to do this. I'm moving forward. I am, speaking your truth. It's a lot of like, this is what I want. This is how I want it. And this is when I want it. And you're not apologizing for anything. No concessions here. You've made all the moves to get to this point specifically, and you're not gonna stop now. You're like, I'm moving forward. I'm so close. I'm like right at the edge, you know, like this is where I want to go, and this is all I need to get there, and I just need to I'm just gonna twist this guy's arm just a little bit, because this is the last piece of the puzzle missing for me. I've done all this stuff, and I've done it almost like you really went for it. You just really went for this. And now it's time for like the last few, you know, the whipped cream and the cherry on top. Like you gotta just get through these last few things, and you're so close you could taste it. And you know it. You're going about this in a very smart way, in a very intelligent way. You aren't just doing things just to do them, or just because, oh, I want it, so I'm gonna get it. Like, you're doing this with plans for the future, with like, you have a game plan. So that's really great, and that's really smart of you to be doing. And that's actually what's getting you so quickly past every level. It's like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Like, you're getting through it so quickly because you know exactly everything, where you want to be, what you want to be, how you want it to be. You know, you already have it in your mind. So it's like almost like, because you're so specific about it, you're manifesting it so much easier. You're being very clear to the universe about what it is that you want in the next month, or in the next 6 months, or in the next year, and how you want to get it, and how the way you want things to be on your journey there, kind of thing. If that makes sense. It's hard when I'm talking and doing this, because it just like, it's like a download, and then it just comes out. I'm like, I don't know how that translated, so hopefully you guys understand what I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling, and what's coming out of my mouth is making sense, and I'm being coherent. But all right, Sag, so that's overall, your head is clear. You're very clear. I'm just seeing clear, straightforward, and that's what's getting you where you need to go and where you want to go. That's what's getting you so quickly to all of these goals and aspirations that are forming right in front of your eyes right now. That's awesome. Capricorn, the Hermit. Capricorn, you're searching for something. Some of you are feeling a little bit lonely, and you know why, and you have an idea why, but it almost eludes you as to what about this is making you feel alone. So it's like, you know what it is, but you're like, well, why? Why would that make me feel like any way, shape, or form? So you're still kind of trying to figure that out, but you're smart enough to figure it out. You So not all of you are feeling lonely necessarily. Some of you, this may be a time of kind of loneliness, but rather so much than focusing on the singleness part is more of the introspective part. You know, what do you do when you're by yourself? You know, you can reflect, you're thinking about things, you're going over maybe past scenarios in your head about like why things did work out, why things didn't work out, why you are where you are today, where you're going. It's more about all of those type of aspects rather than like, I'm so sad and lonely and longing. You're like, yeah, that may be part of it, or you may be feeling that way, but this is more so about meditation in a way. So if any of you have meditated, you know that all of these different things start kind of popping up in your mind, things you may not have thought about forever. You can gain clarity on certain things if that's what you're looking for. Inspiration in some way, things like that. It's more about all of those things that start to make sense, or all those things that you know innately that start to boil up and come to the forefront in your conscious. So it's more a time of that for you right now. You've gone on such a long journey. You've been a lot of places and done a lot of things, and now here you are, and you're kind of becoming aware of like your present state, the reality of your present state, not just what you think it is, but what it really is, what's really surrounding you right now. Yeah. All right, Cap. That's for you. Interesting. Aquarius. King of Wands. You are in a very creative state right now, but it's very on and off. It's like when you're doing it, you're committed, you're focused, you're nonstop. And when you're not, you're really not. You're totally all over the place. You're doing other things. You're not paying attention. You're not quite giving enough time that you need to give to this. It's great that when you're focused, you're focused. Don't force yourself to sit down and be focused if that's not what's going to happen, because that's not going to benefit you. You're going to do things kind of half-assed, and it's going to come out like the next time you come back to the computer, you're going to be like, what the hell was I doing? Like, because you're going to have like one eye on the TV and one eye on the computer, or like you're like jamming out to some song and then you get caught up in the music and you're just like, but your fingers are still typing and you're not even thinking about it, you know, like it's not gonna be as intentional and as like, this is the way I want it and this is, you know, how I'm gonna do it. You're not gonna be in quite as much in the best frame of mind for creation. So for you, it's okay that you're doing this right now, where it's kind of like there's this separation of sitting down, being focused, and then kind of being all over the place. As long as that's not perpetuated, like as long as that doesn't become your norm, it seems okay for now, because that seems to be what you need right now, because you have other things that are going on that do need attention themselves. But if you really want to build up whatever you're working on right now, whether that's looking for a job or working on a project or a relationship or whatever it is you're focused on or trying to focus on, you're going to eventually need to make a little bit more of a commitment to it and not let other things get in the way so much. So, but right now for this week, let yourself have that back and forth time, because you can't force yourself to focus. And if you try, you're gonna just have to backtrack the next time you sit down anyway. So don't really worry too much about it this week that you're not giving enough time, but just know that you don't want to form that habit moving forward. All right, Pisces. End of the road. And so we come to the end of the road. I'm sorry, I'm saying I can't sing at all. But a lot of songs. Sometimes I'm clairaudient, so a lot of times songs pop into my head when I'm doing these readings, or just in general, like psychically. I'll like things will just remind me of songs all the time. I have songs always playing up here, and they're such a variety of genres. And people are like, what the hell? I don't understand. I'm like, I don't either, so I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I digress. Pisces, Ace of Pentacles. In some ways, you have come to the end of the road, Pisces, and you're about to forge onto a new one. You have the distinct opportunity to walk through a door to, it is like a new, what do I want to call it? It's a new, yeah, kind of a new beginning, but kind of a new, it's like, I have to explain it. I can't think of one singular word for it, but it's as if that you came to a bridge and you stopped and you looked at it and you realized how massive it is. But it's so beautiful, and on the other side, it's almost like what is that town in the Wizard of Oz, Emerald City? Like, you kind of see Emerald City, you know, but it's like made of gold and beautiful. Everything looks beautiful and sparkly and shiny, and you're like, yeah, I want to be there. Like, that's beautiful. That's amazing. I definitely want to get there. But you look at this bridge and you're like, I don't know if I can get there. I'm nervous to cross this bridge. It looks a little bit like, it looks nice, but it looks really long and it looks kind of intimidating, and I've never crossed a bridge before. I'm a little scared to walk over the water, and what if I fall over, and all these things. And you're like, but it's right there, and all you have to do is walk over this bridge. You don't really have to do too much. It's just and it's not even a fear. None of those fears are really valid here. It's like, it's just you're inhibiting yourself because it's something you've never done before. There's no valid fear here for taking this opportunity, for going for this thing. It's just your own self being hesitant to get to a level that you've never been before, because you don't know what that entails. You don't know what comes with that. You don't really know where that goes, where that leads. You know where the places you've been a million times before on this side of the bridge lead. You know what to expect from this bar on the corner. You know what to expect from this guy that stands outside and sits on the stoop every day that you pass and say, hey, you know what to expect from the bodega over here. Like, you know what to expect from your normal surroundings, right? But if you cross that bridge over into this new beautiful place, you're like, will they accept me? Do I fit in? Can I, you know, what is it going to be like? Is it going to be great, or is it going to be terrible? Like, it looks pretty, but I'm scared. Like, you're just, you know, filling your head with all of these what ifs. And it's only, you're just scared to have this new experience, but there's nothing to be scared of. There really isn't. You're going to go back and forth about all these reasons why and why not. But there really are no why nots. You're just anticipating them unnecessarily. There's no reason why not. You can always cross back over the bridge if you want. Remember that. That's going to be very poignant for you. You can always cross back over the bridge. If you want to go back, you can go back. You're not going to be stuck there. But give yourself a fighting chance, Pisces. Give yourself a chance. Let it happen. Let good things happen to you. Give yourself good things. Treat yourself better. accept when good things happen to you. Let yourself receive them. Don't push them away. All right, Pisces? That's for you, Ace of Pentacles. And we're done! Yay! Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, please leave them below. Check out my YouTube. Unless you're watching this on YouTube, then please like and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome week, and I hope you're all doing well. Okay? Love you.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.